I wanted to talk to you about Teresa Saxton and her book, Running Things. Right now we're running a program with Mazzani where she's been lecturing and speaking to stylists all over the country about building their business, developing their clientele, and really respecting their goals and their income capacity and how to service their clients. So I recommend this book and her lecture highly.
Now let me just tell you a little about the sister. Sister, first of all, is cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. Rick James, cold-blooded. You heard that? Cold-blooded. She knows a lot, and she's a little afraid, but she has got a wealth of knowledge. And I want you to be able to listen to her open-mindedly to guide you along the way so you can understand how to do business in 2009. Each one of you have a book that she wrote. I told you about being an author. And this is a hard thing to do, but she actually has done it. It's called Runnin. And this book tells you about how she climbed the charts in the industry that she's in and how she brought herself to overcome obstacles. And all of us here have obstacles. Somebody said obstacles. Obstacles. Now somebody said move.
Moves.
Somebody said obstacles.
Obstacles.
Now somebody say move.
Moves.
That's powerful. Move. Because all those things that you're holding back that's in you, all those talents that you have laying dormant that you need to find, I want you to say, I'm going to find them. Say it. I'm finding them.
I'm finding them.
Today.
Today.
Today is my day.
Today is my
I
day.
can celebrate you today. This is the most important thing you can ever do. You have to profess it with your mouth. You have to believe, and you can only do that if you get a chance to say it. A lot of times I'm in my car shouting to the Lord. I just open my sunroof to my brand new CTS Cadillac. Thank you.
I know that.
People say, what's wrong with you? What about that? If you got something inside you that's waiting to come out, just let it go. You know, let it go. You got a tear, let it go. Woo! Feel it. Feel the spirit. Because you know what? The spirit of prosperity is just that. It is not something that you can learn. You got to have it in you.
Amen.
In you. You can't let people shake it from you.
That's right.
And you can't let people take it from you. They want you to, you have no more time to ingest other people's negativity. You have no more, let's say, you have no more time for other people's negativity. Now, I'm going to bring you a sister. You pay attention because she has overcome all these obstacles to create the energy that you see before you. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together here in Houston, Texas for the one and only Miss Teresa Saxton.
Good morning, ladies. As Gino said, my name is Teresa Saxton McCurry. If you look on the book, it says Teresa Saxton. Because when I wrote the book, I wasn't married. The Lord blessed me with a husband. I'm Teresa Saxton McCurry. People always want to know, well, how did you write a book? How did you write a book? A lot of my clients always come and they say, you should write a book. You tell fascinating stories. You should write a book. You've been through so much, but you have such a wonderful energy about yourself. You should write a book. You should write a book. So I finally sat down and got serious about it. I said, you know what? I'm going to write a book. And there you have Running Things, the resilient spirit of an entrepreneur. And what it focuses on is my story as it relates to business. I have a degree in business. I've been a cosmetologist ever since I was 10 years old. You know, we all started doing our family hair and baby dolls and all of that stuff. So I've been licensed for the last 23 years, and it's been wonderful. I've been an educator. I know I don't even look 23. I've been an educator for the last 10 years, and I've been an educator with Mazzani for the last 5. So like they said, today we're going to learn a lot of stuff in the class. First, we're going to go over the 7 principles of entrepreneurship. Then we're going to talk about business basics. Because before we go into business building, we want to make sure that we have a firm foundation to build upon. So with business basics, we're going to go over that very briefly for individuals that are interested in starting their own business or what have you. And then the last session, we're going to go over business building. So if you look at your handouts, we're going to go through the handouts verbatim. The first thing I want to say, just in case you have to leave and you don't get to stay for the rest of the class, the way to build your business is to show up. That's it. Show up. If you show up, you get the business 50% of the time. If you show up on time,
Wow. That's right.
you get the business 60% of the time. If you show up on time with a plan, you get the business 70% of the time. If you show up on time with a plan in writing, now I got it up here, it's in writing, and you can execute that plan with excellence, you get the business 95% of the time. So what's the first thing we gotta do? Show up. If we show up, we get, whether we show up to the PTA meeting and pass out our cards and let our children's peers, mamas and daddies know we do hair, come and sit in our chair. Whether we show up at the networking event with cards in hand that are professionally done to let people know that we are a cosmetologist and we mean business. Whether we show up at the class to receive the information that we need to grow our businesses to the next level. But the first thing that we have to do is show up. And then if we show up on time with a plan, in writing, and can execute that plan with excellence, that puts you head and shoulders above the rest. Because I'm sure it's more than 70 stylists in Houston, Texas. But only 70 people showed up here today. So you got an edge on the next person right there. And then whenever I say show up, you get the business 95% of the time. Somebody always says, what about the other 5%? The other 5% is not coming to you. For whatever reason. For whatever reason, they're not coming. Whether you're on the other side of town, you charge too much, you charge too little, you use the wrong product, you're too short, you're too tall, whatever. They're not coming. And that's okay. Because all money is not good money. You know, I'm sure we've had those difficult clients sitting in our chair and be like, you know what, that woman worked me. She owed me $1,000. Okay? So we want to know that who we can service, and we want to service who we can service with excellence. And if we can't service them, it's okay to fire your clients if you must. Because then that way somebody who wants to be there can take that time slot.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So let's get our handouts and let's get started. First thing we're going to talk about is tenacity. Tenacity is to tend to hold firmly, to be persistent. So to be successful in this industry, you have to be tenacious. You know the people that have been in the industry for 2 years, y'all sit sometime all day and don't even get a client. Right? Nobody even comes in. So you gotta be tenacious to get to, the sister in the back said 30 plus years. So that means she had to be tenacious to sit there and go through that process to gradually build her clientele. So you wanna be tenacious. Use what you have. A liability for others may be your success. Whenever I think about that, I think about when I was in the 4th grade. When I was in the 4th grade, I got a paddle in class for talking. Do y'all call it paddles here? They don't do it now, but when you travel, they call it different things, different places. Well, anyway, I used to be talking in class all the time, talking. So the teacher took me and put me right next to her desk. And she was like, Teresa, you can't be talking in class. You want to sit right next to me so I can make sure that you don't talk. I got right next to Miss Stevenson, just what was I doing? Talking. I was still talking. So I said, now I want to see Miss Stevenson. I was saying, Miss Stevenson, I was just practicing for my career in the future. I'm a speaker. I get paid to do this. I was tenacious about it. I just kept on talking and kept on talking. So whatever it is that can be a character flaw, you can use it to win people over, do what it is, your God-given gift, what you were called to do. Next is passion, a powerful emotion, boundless enthusiasm. I would dare to say that everybody is passionate about the beauty industry. Because if you weren't passionate about it, you wouldn't be here, right? So you want to be passionate about whatever it is that you're doing. If you're in the beauty industry just for the money, before the money ever comes, you'll stop. You'll get frustrated. You're like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with these people. So you have to have a passion for whatever it is that you're doing. The next principle is support. Support is to lend to strength, to prevent from falling during stress. So you want to have somebody that can help support you through the process. We want to have a good support team. Let's open up our books to page number 53. And can I have a volunteer to read passive support at the end of the page, page number 53? 53?
Page 53.
53? Passive support starts off. There are two kinds of support.
There are two kinds of support. Support passive is what family and friends naturally offer you. In formative relationships with family and friends, encouragement takes a natural course throughout the duration of your life. This type of support is usually what helps to develop your overall character. In life, you will come across all kinds of people who may or may not understand where you're going, nor what it is you are seeking to obtain. If you get the support you need, it's definitely a plus. But if you don't, then you must take on King David's attitude and encourage yourself.
Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you got to look in the mirror and talk to yourself. You have to talk yourself out of bed. I had to talk myself out of bed this morning. That alarm clock went off at 5:30. I was like, it's 5:30 already. The models was coming at 6, so you have to encourage yourself. And to have family support is very important for us in this industry. You know, we work 12 hours a day sometimes. So we need to make sure our spouses, our significant other is willing to go pick up the children, is willing to make those sacrifices so we can make the sacrifice of our time and give it to our clients. So it's very important to know that you have support, thank your support, let them know how much you really appreciate them, and also be supportive to others. The next kind of support we're going to talk about is active support. Could somebody read the middle of page 54 where it says support active?
Support active consists of mentors, advisor-type relationships, either through professional or academic venues such as church groups, networking, or etc. Mentoring has always been an effective method for businesses to assist employees with career advancement, problem solving, and community development, and establishing a meaningful life's work. Mentoring is vital in passing along organizational skills, wisdom, and values. Mentors should possess qualities and characteristics you want to emulate.
So when we're looking for a mentor, we don't have to actually be exactly like that person, dress like them, walk like them, talk like them. But if they have certain qualities and characteristics that we like, we want to try to emulate those. So you can have mentors in the salon, somebody that cuts really well with the razor and you want to learn those techniques. Somebody that does really good highlights and color, things of that nature. Somebody who has good customer service skills and you want to see how they interact with their clients. And that's going to help you to build your clientele because you go, if Susie is busy all the time and I'm not busy, what is Susie doing that she got all these clients? So I'm going to sit back and watch Susie. So when Susie comes in, she comes up to her client, she said, hi, Mrs. Jones, how are you today? Come on back, I was waiting for you. Next thing you know, when my customer comes, I'm like, hey, Mrs. Smith, how you doing today? Come on back, I was waiting for you. And so you just want to emulate those qualities and characteristics that can help you grow and help you be a better hairstylist, cosmetologist, student, assistant, what have you. Okay? Any questions about support? Okay, next is excellence. Excellence is the act of being excellent or the highest, finest quality, exceptional good. You want to strive for excellence. When I had my son on my staff, used to always say, well, I'm not perfect. Perfection and excellence are two different things. Excellence is doing the best that you have with the information that you have right now, the best that you can with the information that you have right now. So today, however you were doing business yesterday, when you come back tomorrow and you apply your business techniques, you'll do it a little different because you're armed with more information. So that means that you'll be doing it in a more excellent way. Any questions about excellence? Okay, next. Vision. Vision, and you got to have a vision. I mean, when I was younger, my mother used to always say, you can't follow no parked cars. I used to be like, she's crazy, what you mean you can't follow no parked cars? But if you think about it, some people in your life are parked cars. So you have to know who's a parked car and who's going somewhere. When I left Cleveland, Ohio to come here to Houston, Texas, and I went to the airport, the first thing that they asked me was what? Where you want to go? They couldn't even sell me a ticket if I didn't have a destination. So how dare you go through life without a destination? You have to know, where is it I want to go? Where is it I want to go? How do I plan to get there? So we're going to do a little exercise. That's the question of the next 15 minutes. Where do you want to go, and how do you plan to get there? So the next 15 minutes, we're going to work on where do you want to go. So I want you to write down 5 business goals, 5 things as business goals that you would like to aspire for. Stand up and tell me about some of the things that you all talked about as a group as far as your goals are concerned, visions, dreams.
We've all pretty much said that we all want more clients, which means more money, and that money, we want to make sure that that money works for us. And we also want to obtain more education and knowledge for our continued success, and we want to expand a certain type of clientele without just saying clientele. We want to make sure that the clients that we do take in are loyal and consistent and also knowledgeable.
Right.
And we feel all these things will lead to us expanding our businesses and our retirement.
That's great. I always love the vision, dream big session because when you think about it at its core, we all pretty much want kind of like the same thing. And we're at different levels in our career and in our lives, and that will look differently to all of us. But the bottom line is that we aspire for great things, and we have the capacity to achieve those great things. So always keep that in mind. Remember I said this session, we were going to talk about where it is that we wanted to go, and your homework was going to be how you plan to get there. Don't stop after you leave today. Get you a notepad, a notebook, or something like that, and write down your dreams and vision. You'll be surprised how often you get to check them off. So if you do get an opportunity to read the book, read the book. I talk about that in the book. I call it my life plan. And I've had one ever since I was like 18 years old. And I write down different things that I would like to achieve. And this one, I put the date next to it once I achieve it. And once you achieve it, you're never done because you're always adding more and more to it. So I've been saying, okay, I wanted to be a national speaker. Now I'm speaking nationally. Now I want to be an international speaker. At the last session when we was in Miami, a lady asked me to come to the Bahamas. I'm like, international speaker. In retrospect, and you'll be like, wow. And it's wonderful to get mentors as well. Be a mentor, have a mentor. When you're a mentor, it makes you accountable as well. I can't be your mentor. You be my mentee, and I'm telling you to be on time and I'm late. How's that going to look to you? I can't be your mentee and tell you to act professional and I'm eating chicken and doing somebody's hair at the same time. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. What's the next one on our paper? Communication. Communication is everything. Isn't it? When you can miscommunicate, you can miss the whole ball. That's not what I meant. That's not what I said. So we have to be very careful in how we communicate. I came up with some words. This is going to be kind of humorous, but we all do them in the salon. When the clients come and they call and say they want to get their hair what? Wash. They say, wow, you done trained your clients well if they say shampoo. And then we have to let them know we don't wash hair, we wash clothes, we shampoo hair. And be very clear on that. And when we're communicating with our clients, teach them the proper terminology to use so they can know how to move forward. And next, they say they want to get a what? Perm. But they really want to get a relaxer. So we want to use that terminology, a perm, a relaxer. Like this lady said, I work in an all-white salon, live in an all-white neighborhood. So the white girls always ask me, well, why do African Americans say that they want a perm when it's really a relaxer? And then I have to educate them. If you look in your cosmetology book, it says permanent hair relaxer, and it says permanent cold wave. Right. So just like y'all come in and y'all say perm, and y'all mean a cold wave. Right. When we come in and we say perm, we mean a relaxer. But we just want to communicate that to them and let them know it's not a perm, it's a relaxer. And next, they say they want to get a touch-up. Now, a lot of people are bad for that, but they really don't want to get a touch-up because when I think about a touch-up, I think about some chip paint on the wall and I need to scrape it and redo that thing. And I'm touching it up. So when they come and get their hair, new growth relaxer. That's what they're getting done. A new growth relaxer. We're not touching up something that has already been done. We're relaxing the new growth that has grown out. Next, they say they want to get their hair dyed. We don't dye hair. What we do? We color hair. So we want to communicate clearly and properly. And last but not least, I don't know if African American girls say, but the white girls always say they want to get some streaks in their hair. You don't want to get streaks, you want to get highlights. So you want to be very clear on how you're communicating on what's being said so we can all be on the same page. How many times have a client came in and said that they wanted their back tapered off? And you cut it off. No, that's not what I wanted. And then they really wanted like a wedge look or a weight line in the back. Like, okay, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Show me in the book what you're talking about. Because what they say and what they want is two different things. They say a roller wrap. A roller wrap means something different in every city I've been to. Some people it's like a spiral set, but some people it's almost like this lady here where you roll it and then you wrap it and it has body. I'm like, okay, what do you mean when you say roller wrap? So you want to be very clear when you're communicating because communication is key. Next, leadership. Leadership is so important. We are aspiring to be the leaders in the industry. You all need to be the leaders here in Houston, Texas, the authority when it comes to hair. And when being a leader, I always refer back to things that my mother and my grandmother